Welcome to the Viva Naturally channel, where we help you to manage your energy and health to boost performance. Hello everyone, welcome to today's Facebook Live session. We are going to be talking about 10 reasons why you should drink more water, especially now that we're in summer season and we either go out in the sun to the beach, to the pool, to on vacation. And it's really important to stay hydrated throughout the year, no matter what season we're in, but especially during summer. And depends on where you live. But I would say this video will be helpful just for anybody who wants to improve many areas of their health, because a lot of the benefits that I'm going to cover today, you'll be surprised to hear some of the things that can improve in your life and in your health when you drink more water. And then sometimes it's not even only the amount of water that you drink, it's also the quality of water. So we'll get to talk about that too. And if you're new to our Facebook Live sessions, we try and do these every week so that we cover all sorts of topics related to energy, health, wellness, anything to help you boost your energy and improve your health naturally. So because it's summer season and most people are going on vacation this month and next month, I wanted to talk about this topic, and also because I've had some people ask me about it, like how much water should I drink? So if you have any questions or comments as we go through today, feel free to leave a comment below. If you're watching this live, you can put a comment in our Facebook Live session here. If you're watching the replay on Facebook, you can comment on the video. And if you're watching it later, I'll post this video on YouTube as well. You can comment this, put a comment or a question on the video on YouTube too, and I'll go back to it and answer any questions you have or any comments that you have. So the first question that I have actually for you is, what is something that you're looking forward to this summer? Is it a vacation trip? Is it staycation? Do you have family coming over from other places? Do you plan to do a part-time job in addition to your full-time job? What are some of the things? I mean, the list goes on. A lot of people usually do special or fun things during summer, and I really want to know what you are up to. And the reason why I'm asking is so that we can create more content for you, free content available, so that you can benefit from some of the things that you will be doing this summer and that they relate to health and wellness and to help you improve your energy. And really, energy is everything. We've talked about this before. If you don't have enough energy, if you don't have good health, your performance will be it will definitely decline. It will be compromised. That's the word I was looking for. It will be compromised, and you want to make sure you do everything you can to not only improve your physical health, but also your mental health and your emotional health as well. So, and the tips that I'm going to give out today are the 10 reasons why you should drink more water. That will help you overall, mentally, physically, emotionally, and you'll be surprised to hear some of the things that we'll talk about. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So the first benefit of drinking more water is that it increases more energy and releases fatigue. So energy is kind of like the opposite of fatigue. They're pretty much the same thing, right? So if you drink more water and you stay hydrated throughout the day, not only when you wake up or before you go to bed, usually those are the times where people tend to drink water, but throughout the day, especially because you're active and you're awake. Even if you have a sedentary job, if you have a desk job, or if you're sitting for most of the day, it's important to drink enough water too, because if you think about it, our brains are mostly water. So drinking it helps to think. Staying hydrated helps us to think better, to focus, and to concentrate and be more alert. As an added bonus, your energy is by default boosted because you're staying hydrated and all of these other factors are coming into play. So think about that. And I mentioned this first because it's really important, especially when it comes to improving performance. The second benefit of drinking water is that it promotes weight loss. So if you're somebody who's looking to lose a couple pounds for bikini season, for the summer, or for any time of the year, really, this is something that will help you, because if you think about it, when we drink water, it removes byproducts of fat and reduces also certain appetites that we may have that could be confused with being hungry versus being thirsty. So for example, sometimes if you're bored or if you're thirsty, it could be confused with signs of hunger, or even if you're anxious. That's why there's emotional eating and other things. So the first thing I advise for people when they think they're hungry but they ate not that long ago is to drink water, because it might be that they're thirsty versus going out for something to eat. So it eliminates that overeating habit that some people may have. So from that sense, it also raises your metabolism because it keeps things flowing. We're pretty much majority composed of water as well, like we talked about our brain. So overall our body is, and if we stay hydrated, we also raise our metabolism because everything is it keeps flowing naturally. So and then also, of course, if you're concerned about counting calories, water doesn't have any calories compared to sodas or other juices. I personally, the only type of drink, I don't drink juice, I don't drink soda. I just really don't crave it, and I don't like it also. So I only really drink water. And for me, what I like to do is I like to drink water with a little bit of freshly squeezed lemon or lime. And I just like lemons. I love citruses. So for me, that works out perfectly. I could drink water by itself, but I prefer it with a little bit of flavor from a lemon. No sugar added, nothing else, just that. And it also is good to balance pH levels. So I know that I'm getting an added benefit from the lemon added into the water. And then something else that I would add, since now we're talking about what type of water I drink, is I don't like to consume cold water, even if it's hot outside. I just don't like cold water. If I'm out somewhere, I like to order with no ice, and I don't put ice myself. So, and it's better that way also. It's recommended to consume water either room temperature or warm, like tea, but definitely not cold or hot. So don't go to the extremes. But that's just what I like to do, my personal opinion, and is what I recommend as well, because it's been proven that is the best way, that's the best way to consume water for your body. So if you're actually not looking to lose some pounds, but you just want to maintain your weight, or if you're looking to gain muscle, like we have all sorts of goals, right, for fitness levels, then that also works for you. Because if you're somebody who's active, physically active, working out or exercising, then it's even more critical to stay hydrated so your body can recover and you give it enough hydration to replenish everything, like your muscles, your bones, all of your systems, digestive system, your skin. I mean, we'll probably get into more details as I go on with the benefits, but that's just to give you an idea of how important it is to keep your weight or manage your weight in a better way. And of course, definitely more naturally. So let's move on to the third benefit of why drinking water is important. And it's probably one of the most important ones, and it's because it flushes out our system, our toxins, I should say, from our system. It gets rid of waste throughout our body, not only through like when we sweat, like if we work out or through our pores, but also, when you go to the restroom, and overall, when you start to detox and eliminate waste in all sorts of ways, then it could reduce the risk of certain illnesses. And specifically, some of the things that people, when they can't eliminate in a proper way, or they can't eliminate toxins in a proper way, they have certain specific conditions like constipation or kidney stones and urinary tract infections. So in order to avoid that, the more water you drink, the easier it is for your body to eliminate. Fourth is that it improves your skin complexion. And And the skin, first of all, is the biggest organ of our body. Think about it. It covers us completely. So anything there's wrong, anytime there's something off inside of our bodies, whether it's because of the food that we eat, because of the stress that we have, or whatever we put in our bodies, or whatever we're exposed to externally, it is reflected in our skin. And it is how our body breathes. That's why we have pores. So when we have any skin issues, it's a sign that there's something going on. And the best way to let your body heal naturally, and in this case, your skin complexion improving, is to drink water. Now, I just want to mention that when you drink cold water, it tends to tighten your skin. And some people have said that it's not even good for beauty reasons. For me, since we're only talking about health here, I would say that just drinking enough water helps your skin to clear out, to be able to breathe a little better and work in a normal way without being clogged with certain skin issues that people may have of all sorts. And it just keeps your skin smooth, hydrated, moisturized, if you will, glowing, and even throughout. There's been some cases of people that have had certain different skin, maybe some spots in their skin, and it tends to go away after they change the way they eat and when they drink more water. So that's a good way to get that taken care of. And then also, if you want to avoid wrinkles at an earlier age, or prolong it, if you will, it also gets rid of wrinkles or from early ages, because wrinkles eventually come, right? It comes with age, and we have to embrace it. It's part of the aging process, but you're less likely to get them so soon. So it's a really good way to stay hydrated for that reason as well. So the reason number 5 why we need to drink more water is because it maintains regularity, and by this I mean your whole digestive system, right? So our digestion starts with our saliva when we eat, as we chew food, and it goes down through our esophagus. And I'm not going to get into all the details, but basically it's just all throughout our body. The job that it does, our digestive system is a machine, essentially. So think about it. If you have a machine that is not oiled enough to function throughout the whole process, what happens? It starts to get rusty, starts to get crammed, and maybe it would fail. So if we don't drink water and we don't hydrate our whole digestive system before we eat, then it's harder for our digestion to actually fully function, and it could give issues either during digestion or after, such as having a hard time going to the restroom and things of that nature. So what I recommend is to drink water, probably 1 to 2 cups of water, preferably room temperature or warm, 15 to 30 minutes before you eat a meal. I like to do this for 2 reasons. First, because it improves my digestion, and of course, because I want to stay hydrated throughout the day. And then second, because it really just helps to avoid the fact that if I'm eating and I want to drink something because I feel like I'm thirsty, I don't have to worry about it. So I know there's people who either are used to, or they think they need to drink water while they're eating to kind of push the food down, and you don't need to do that. The reason why you think you need to do that is because you haven't hydrated your whole digestive system well enough. So if you drink water before you eat, that could be taken care of, essentially. So drinking water before you eat 15 to 30 minutes will not interact with your digestive system. And in fact, if you do drink water while you eat, it's not good at all, because it dilutes the gastric juice, which helps to break down your food. So then now your digestive system has to work extra hard to digest food, because you've diluted it with water or whatever other drinks you're drinking, and it shouldn't be that way. So if you do want to drink water after you eat, then wait at least 30 minutes or an hour maybe, and then you can have something else. But that's why it's important to stay hydrated throughout the day, so you don't feel super thirsty, or you don't feel like you absolutely need to be drinking anything while you're eating. Okay, so the next reason why it's important to be drinking water throughout the day is that it boosts your immune system. Really, it's just, again, we're talking about releasing toxins from our bodies. That comes from that. If you're not able to release toxins that we're exposed to every single day, then our immune system is compromised. It has to work extra hard, and it just helps fight against some of the illnesses that could occur otherwise. And then also, of course, it keeps our organs functioning well, right? And that way we don't become prone to being ill or having some sort of sickness. We're almost there, so more than halfway there. The seventh reason is that it tends to cure headaches. Now, this works most of the time, especially if you are already dehydrated. And having a headache could mean many different things, but for the most part, the first thing you should do when you start to feel pressure in your head or any type of pain, really, but specifically headaches, drink water. I always say, if you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So that means that you should avoid being thirsty in the first place and always carry a water bottle with you. That's what I do. My water bottle is over there in the counter, but I carry it with me everywhere I go. I mean, everywhere I go. So I always fill it up and I have it ready with me, and I take sips throughout the day. And if I'm gonna eat before a meal, then I drink a little bit more water before then, like I just mentioned. But when you have it with you all the time, it's easier versus drinking a bunch of glasses of water in the morning and then at night. But it's something is better than nothing. So I still advise you to drink throughout the day. And then just when you drink water, it tends to alleviate some of that pressure in your head if you have headaches. So try that. And also back pains as well. That's definitely a common factor. Number 8 is that it prevents certain cramps and sprains. So again, we're talking about pain here, and maybe some sort of discomfort that you may be feeling, and it could be because of lack of hydration. And when you do hydrate properly with water specifically, it keeps the joints lubricated and your muscles more elastic to suffer less pain. So that's what I was saying, especially if you're somebody who's active, who has a job that's active, physically active, or who works out or does things outside or whatever, then it's especially important for you to hydrate during, before, and after. But if you're somebody on the contrary who doesn't stay physically active most of the time throughout the week, then it's still important to drink more water because you're not moving around, so you have to give your body some help in order to let things flow easily. So when you have some cramps or sprains, try drinking more water. Or actually, what I would say is don't wait till you get some sort of pain. Always do all of these tips that we give out in our Viva Naturally channel, our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, our all social media platforms, and everywhere really. It's to help you prevent having fatigue, to help you prevent having health problems. So prevention is the secret sauce. Essentially, you want to do the things to help you stay ahead of the game, to help you feel vibrant. That way you have extra reserve. You have kind of like a bonus energy reserve, health reserve, whatever you want to call it, so that when you're stranded in the middle of nowhere, you're in the desert or whatever, you put through a lot of stress and you have less resources available, then you can endure it. Because we know that we're not always going to have everything readily available for us. There's going to be challenges along the way in our health journey. So when you stay consistent and when you focus on prevention for the most part, then when those times come, you're more able to overcome it. And that's the reason why I don't remember the last time I got a cold or I got sick, because I've been building up my immune system. And if I were to get cold or sick, I would know how to treat it, and it wouldn't last for a long time because knowledge is very important. And so this is the reason why we educate each other and we ask questions so that we learn more. So moving on, the 9th reason why we should be drinking more water is to put us in a great mood and basically just makes us happier. And how does that work? Well, it all comes down, this is the emotional part of the benefit that I was telling you, that water helps you physically, mentally, and emotionally. Well, this is the emotional part. When your body is functioning at its best, you feel great, right? So the functioning part comes from the actual mechanical pieces of your body, otherwise, or also known as your organs, right? All of your systems, your organs. So when they're working properly, you feel good, and you have more energy by nature. So it's important to stay hydrated for that reason, first of all, so your body and your organs function. But if all of that is working fine in harmony for the most part, then you'll also feel good. You won't feel lethargic. You won't have fatigue. You won't feel tired after eating a meal or in the middle of the day or not being able to wake up in the morning. All of the things that makes us tired and that we feel like we need, like coffee, energy drinks, all of these other things, because we're fatigued or just not in a good mood. So, all right, the last but definitely not least, this tip is probably the reason why you should be drinking more water to begin with. And I think we might have mentioned it at the beginning without noticing. And it's that it's essentially free, right? If you think about it, you're saving money if you drink more water versus buying boxes of juices or bottles of juices or whatever it is that the market has these days. I don't buy juices, and I don't drink. What are the things? I think the only thing I drink is like almond milk and water. There's nothing else I really add. If I make another drink, it will be like a combination of for a smoothie or a juice or something, like a green juice is what I'm talking about. But like a juice from the store, I don't buy. I can't think of anything else, but it's just, or sodas. I've never really liked sodas. I don't like the gas from the soda. That's just my opinion. But if you're somebody who has a hard time transitioning from drinking juices or sodas or coffee to drinking more water, then I know there's some waters or flavored waters that have little to no ingredients or sugars or anything like that, and are good to help you transition, right? So it's a good midpoint. So maybe you can start there and then move forward with just drinking more water in general. But your best bet and your less expensive option is to just drink water. Now, I want to end this with talking about the quality of water that you drink. It all depends on where you live, right? So if you live in the States, in other countries, you might have different quality water. And for the most part, there's people that are used to drinking tap water. I don't drink tap water. I, first of all, don't like the taste of tap water. And second of all, I have a filter. I use a filter. And I'll post a link to where I got the filter from, but it's called AquaTrue. I believe it's called AquaTrue. And it's so good because you can actually, it's portable. You don't need to install it under your sink, and you don't have to change the filters every month or 2 or 3 months. It's actually quite a bit of time before you have to change it again. So I recommend that you find a filter that works for you, that you like, but at least that it eliminates if your water has chlorine, that it eliminates that first of all, and all these other things. Do your research and find out what is in your water, in your tap water. Okay, there's actually these testers that they sell online where you can you can measure the pH level of your water. And that's important too, because you want to keep your pH level balanced in your body. And sometimes the water from tap water, it throws it off significantly. So be careful with that. And I just don't use water bottle. I know that's another option that people have. And like I said, any water is better than none. But as you start to drink more water, think about these things and seeing what the quality of water is, whether you're paying for it more than not. Like for me, I can get a bigger bang for my buck having this water filter versus buying water bottles. And then, the plastic that it comes in, I don't really like that. So it's like a lot of factors that I can get into a whole nother topic. But today I just wanted to talk about these 10 reasons why you should be drinking more water, especially during summer, right? Because that's when we're exposed to more heat. So with that, we'll end it today. And like I said, if you have any questions or if you have any comments or anything related to this topic, go ahead and put it down below and I'll come back and I'll respond. And I know I asked earlier, if you didn't hear me, I asked earlier, what are some of your vacation plans? And if you're traveling, and typically when people travel, for me at least, I find it challenging to drink water consistently while I'm traveling. I have to be very conscious about it. If I'm home, or if I'm not traveling like in airplanes or road trips, but if I'm home, for the most part, I'm good with keeping up with how much water I need to drink. And at this point, I don't even have to think about it. I just know 4 water bottles a day, and mine are like 32 ounces. I'm okay with. But when you travel, it's harder to stay consistent. So a secret and an extra tip for you is to carry a water bottle and put an alarm on when you're traveling. And maybe if you don't want to have a water bottle or an alarm go off every like hour or so, you don't have to. Maybe just do it like 3 times a day. Or if you wake up in the morning, before you have breakfast, drink water then. And before you go to bed, drink water. I usually don't like to drink that much water before I go to bed, actually, because it wakes me up at night to go to the restroom. So I'd rather just drink it before dinner, and that's the last time I drink water. But again, I drink water throughout the day. Like I always say, if you put your mind in the game, and when there's a will, there's a way, you'll find a way to stay consistent. At first, it may feel different to having to drink so much water. You might have to be using the restroom more, but just think about this. It's actually something like the number one reason why people don't like to drink water is because they don't want to have to go to the restroom all the time. And my response to that is, if you think about it this way, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just so remember this. Fine, sure. The reason why you're going to the restroom more to eliminate the water you consume is because your body is eliminating waste. We talked about that in one of the benefits of drinking water. And it's true. So the more clear your urine is, the better. And you can actually tell the health of a patient. Like doctors usually can tell the health of a patient by just looking at the color of their urine. And of course, they go through several tests and they measure the pH level and all these things. But the more clear, the better. And if it's not, then that means you need to drink more water. And if it's still not, then that means you need to pay attention to more of what foods you're eating that your body is having a hard time eliminating, and that's why the colors are different than what it should be. So with that, I think we're a good time to stop. I wish you have a great weekend. We're heading over to the weekend now, and that you enjoy whatever summer plans you have. So I'll talk to you next time. Bye.